Everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and breaking news, also pretty shocking news. Donald Trump have announced the NGAD, the next generation air dominance fighter jet. So, sorry, yeah, correct, next generation air dominance fighter jet. Basically have chosen the winner. So they confirmed that Boeing has won this contest and the jet will be named F-47. And it looks like the F-47 actually is a reference to Donald Trump's 47th president. So seems to be deliberate to call it the F-47. And according to Donald Trump, they say that the USAF will be moving forward with the world's first 6th gen fighter jet. And so according to this article by Air Force Technology, they say that it's integrated with next generation stealth, so it's still going to be stealth, sensor fusion, long range strike capabilities. So we shall see. No, because all is technology. A lot of these things that it can do is now top secret. Nobody should know what it can do, except for the people that's involved in the operations, in the design, in the technology, as well as the fighter pilots themselves, as the Air Force. They should probably know, but tentatively, most of its features is going to be secret. Like even the F-22 today, it still remains to be a very secretive aircraft. A lot of the things it can do is still pretty much unknown. In fact, F-22s generally you cannot even get close to it in air shows. Like they may have a static display of the F-22, you cannot even go near to it. Yeah, the same goes for F-35, but F-22 has been here around 20 over years. It's already quite old, I mean in human terms, but it's still pretty secretive up to this point. So not to mention a totally new aircraft. So Lockheed Martin won the F-22 one again. I believe Northrop, right? Yeah. Basically, Boeing is the one that won this time round, but a lot of people are very unhappy because now Boeing lately have very bad reputations because of their passenger plane problems and all this DEI nonsense that cause a lot of issues with Boeing. So for them to still win the contest is a welcome break as per written here. Yeah, a series of bad news. For finally there's something good, and this is a very big win because this project would bring in confirm 100% hundreds of billions of dollars. And the development of this 6th gen is super fast. The first discussion, the brainstorming about maybe it's time to develop a new plane was in 2014. In 2016 they decided to do this 6th gen, and within 2 years they already start to have flying prototypes. And in fact, this F-47 that we are seeing here that was chosen has already been flying for 5 years. This is super fast development of a totally super cutting edge technology, military hardware. It is amazing how fast it is. The main reason why it's so fast is because of the way how they develop this aircraft. A lot of the things is all tested within computer simulations, and from this all from my memory. This not on the article, like it's from my memory that because when they were developing all these things many years ago, they were saying how fast things can be developed nowadays because of the computer technology, and this sped up everything. With the use of who knows, they have used AI, or I'm not sure, but as far as I understand, they use a lot of testing, like aerodynamic testings, simulation of physics, all through computer. So by the time they build the actual prototype, it is already flown in the computer simulations for many hours. So when they finally flew the actual thing, it flew perfectly as per stimulation, as per the expected, and this sped up the development by insane amount of time. So the and honestly, like, this is, we are not in 2025, sorry, not 2015, 2025. Imagine they only started talking about 6th gen aircraft like just over 10 years ago, and this NGAT project only was like started 8 or less than 8 years ago. So 7 years ago. So this is super duper fast. We go from there is no such thing as a 6th gen aircraft to suddenly there's a 6th gen aircraft and it's selected within less than a decade. And imagine now that we have AI, things is going to be even faster and more faster and faster. And not to mention, I want to show you this also. This is NVIDIA at their show, showing off a totally new chip that allows them to do super high-tech AI systems that is supernatural. This robot is real. This is a real robot, and look at the way how it moves. The way it moves is basically like how Disney basically animates is robots. How this is how we do animation. You can see how lively it is. This is, however, this is real. It looks like CG, but this is actually a real robot. Can you imagine that this is a real robot? So, and this walker, and walking is, of course, if you do not know, in terms of technology, to get a robot to walk is not an easy thing. So we and this is powered by AI. There's 2 AI computer on board on this to allow it to become this crazy good. Can you see? So we are talking about very fast technological developments in terms of military tech, and we're going to probably see mech warriors within the next few years. They're going to develop a prototype, and then within 2 years, we're going to see them being tested. And if the Ukraine war is still being fought, I'm quite sure they're going to test it on the battlefield and see how it operates. So it's going to be crazy to see all the technologies. So let's read a bit more on how these things. So for the past 5 years, the X-planes for this NGAT aircraft have been quietly laying the foundation for the F-47, flying hundreds of hours, testing cutting-edge concept, proving that we can push the envelope of technology with confidence, say the USAF. So, and they say that the F-47 compared to the F-22 is still a generational leap forward, and it costs lesser than F-22. And I was imagine the main reason is because the way how it's designed through the technology makes it cheaper. Like, it's so much faster to develop this. So the development, the R&D, the research and development itself is already super cheap as compared to the F-22. And I would imagine that with this, with all these new technologies, smaller chips means everything can be smaller, everything can be more compact, and everything can be done in lesser cost. So you tie this back into geopolitics, into the US economy, into United States. Donald Trump, attracting $500 billion, and then another few $100 billion. All this investment into AI, into server farms, into power plants that will support AI developments. All this ties in together, because all these high-tech aircraft, they're going to need the chips to the power and to power all these computers and all this AI that is probably going to be used to help out F-47, which I would believe going to have unmanned drone wingmen, similar to what's happening in Russia. Russia's Sukhoi 57 have unmanned wingmen. So I believe the F-47 is going to have the same thing, most likely, I would say, because it's just convenient to have a wingman that just carry more missiles for you. So so there will be let's read. There's a host of various uncrewed autonomous systems that will provide additional attritional mass in the tactical level. So I'm correct. I haven't even read this part. So I actually know the basically expected the same thing, and it actually it's a reality. They call this the CCA, which is collaborative combat aircraft. So this CCA itself is they're going to procure 1,000 systems, which means that imagine the F-22s, they say that there's 183 units. So they bought 183. I would say the F-47, they're going to buy more. I would suspect that they're going to buy 200, let's say, or 250. And then they're going to have 1,000 wingmen. So each aircraft could potentially have 4 to 5 wingmen. Which means that the US Air Force F-47 and its CCA alone could potentially fly up to 1,500 aircraft at the same time. That's shocking. Let's say even they don't buy 200 units, which I think they're going to buy a lot because they're going to prepare for war, because the war is getting more and more scary. So they're going to buy more. So let's say just the 1,000 of this CCA is still freaking shocking, because we are no longer World War II era, right? No, we don't have so many aircraft. No air force in the world have this many fighter jets. This is crazy. I think except United States, with all these 4th-gen old aircraft combined, maybe you have 1,000 fighter jets. So this is crazy development. And so the CCA itself, there will be its own competing vendor as well. Anduril as well as General Atomics are competing for that. So this platform announcement will comes after the summer of 2024. USAF announced they wanted to pause the NGAT program, citing cost concerns. 5 months ago, the Air Force official reviewed that the rumors of the program demise is grossly exaggerated. So 5 months ago, Trump is still not president, right? Yeah, he's not yet president. Maybe he was about to win, but they need to reevaluate what NGAT becomes before making an investment worth several $billion. So this guy is just talking nonsense in a way. But from my understanding, from what I have seen, the rumors was that it was a push forward as well. This thing was supposed to still continue on R&D, but I think Donald Trump wanted this to be done immediately. They said probably put a stop to the R&D and say that we cannot spend any more time to do R&D. We're going to have to develop the plane right now, because the world is getting crazy and United States do not have the Air Force right now to deal with both Russia and China at the same time. So I think this is mainly the reason. And on top of that, if United States go on to develop this fighter jet right now, it's going to create a lot of jobs in the United States. So this is going to boost GDP as well. So and it all comes together with Donald Trump's grand economic plan, where they're going to procure everything locally, and they're going to develop all the new power plants. They're going to drill more oil and gas, and they're going to become more self-sufficient, bring back manufacturing. And you see, bring back manufacturing links up with this as well. So this is going to be a very massive change for the United States. And of course, if this plane actually flies, as in combat roles within the next 4 years, it's going to be amazing. Or it could be massively shocking. I would say it's just going to be shocking. And I believe that they might even fly this production aircraft within 2 years. 1 year, I would say maybe a bit fast, but maybe within 2 years, the first production aircraft should start flying. And I believe that by the end of Donald Trump's term, we're definitely going to see an echelon of these planes doing a flyby. for him on some occasion. This is definitely a crown jewel for Donald Trump. And we are not even talking about the ships, because Donald Trump have signed the executive order to develop to create the Department of Shipbuilding. So they're going to start building a lot of Navy ships as well. Of course, that is still under wraps. We still do not know what's the details in terms of all these things. So United States is seriously militarizing. If they have not done this, they would be fallen behind by a lot, because China have not stopped. They have developed multiple 5th gen aircrafts. Turkey is also developing their own, drone. They're expanding on their Baraktar and all these jet powered drones. And then Korea's collaboration with Indonesia, their own 5th gen aircraft is also flying. So if United States only have F-22 and F-22, like I say, it's an older plane, they are not going to be able to compete in the air. So F-47 is needed right now. So they are already behind. So because I said they need it now, not just 2 years later, they need it now. So yeah, all these things going to be sped up. Everything is going to speed up. It's going to be an amazing time for us to know. For us, military geeks, to look at all these latest military developments, and hopefully they don't end up in a war. I just like to see them in computer games. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.